Hey everybody, welcome to our next video in this channel. So we have Sidhant, he's a very
Hello.
close friend of mine. Super thrilled to be having him on the same side of the camera for a change.
Yes.
You know, we've always done these Insta lives where he's somewhere in Mumbai, I'm here, and we're struggling with the mics and audio and all of that shit. So now he's in my habitat. And I'm super excited. As you can see, we have some of his super popular games among many others in the pipeline. Honestly, I think we were super lucked out when Sidhant actually submitted Tigeram for the 18 card contest that we had on our site. And you know, that's how Tigeram was born. You know, it was actually an 18 card game.
It was.
Yeah, I can't believe he actually made an 18 card game with such a high level of strategy. I was like, dude, this should be a full on, you know, a full fledged medium heavy game. And actually, no, we thought it was a light medium game, but it turned out to be a medium heavy because he loves to add layers and layers of strategic depth in the games, which is probably the main reason why Tigeram has actually attracted both the types of gamers.
Correct.
Family gamers at the same time because it's chai, it's all about the chai culture of India, and at the same time a heavy gamer because it kind of satisfies that craving for a brain burner. Sidhant, before we jump into your other games, I would like to introduce you to all of them. Please tell us a bit about yourself, what you have done till now, and why you jumped into the game bandwagon. So
Sure. Thanks, Falgun, for having me. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor.
It's always an honor.
Yeah, finally we are doing this. So hi everyone. I'm Sidhant. I would say I'm an accidental game designer by profession because I was always like by education I was an engineer. Then I did an MBA. Then I did what every regular.
Basically, he's a nerd and has an IQ which is above average. So
I don't know about that, but I was always engaged towards board games. So I was a gamer since a long time.
Awesome.
But I came to Bombay for my job. That's when I discovered there's a game design lab and people are actually designing games in India.
wow, what? When was this?
This was in 2018. Nikhil.
Just when we created.
When you start, I think
Oh,
we're starting
wow, okay.
Dice Star Labs and Luma World. Like all these new companies were starting up.
Yeah.
And I got introduced to this world of game design in India. And
So Nikhil got you introduced.
got me into it because he was staying in Powai and he was gaming with me and he's like, hey, do you design there's a design lab? Because I was talking about can we design big games in India? And he's like, yeah, we are starting off. No one has designed anything, but maybe we can have a look. And I guess that's when I started working on a couple of ideas as a hobby just after work. And
Any game that you designed and you parked it right now and you're waiting for the right time?
Yes, it's called Malabar.
Oh yeah. Well,
that's basically how I got to mailing Falgun because he was very active at that time. And I mailed, "Hey, I have an idea. It's a complex game. It's about trading in the in the West Coast, Southern West Coast, and why don't we make a game about it?" And that's how I got to talk and I understood.
I still think you should launch that. I don't know what you're waiting for.
I'm waiting for you to onboard this game.
Oh, you want me to publish the game?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Just to clarify things, he's wearing this t-shirt called Zenwood Games. I don't know if you can see, which the mic is in the way. But he has his own publishing company now. He's full-time into game design development and also manages the entire, I think he's the one-man army behind Zenwood Games.
Right now, yeah.
But we're always there, man. We're always there.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
you know that we are here to support you in any way.
Thanks a lot.
You fall, we'll pick you up. We're there. Okay.
Thanks.
So,
That's very comforting.
It's been a fantastic journey from starting with something like Malabar, where again in Malabar there are layers and layers and layers of strategy where merchant ships are lined up to reach the coast to trade things, and you're doing all these things to attract these merchant ships. That's a great game, actually, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
And it's based on India, and it's
It
part
is.
of Indian history.
It is, yeah.
I think it should be done.
It should be done. I don't think there's any game which actually captures that aspect, like the deep aspect of
South India's history.
South India history with the culture and the trade and
Correct.
maybe make.
I think many people have tried, but not as a full-fledged game.
Not as a full-fledged game.
As
Maybe
a print and play or a,
yeah, a easier
stuff like that.
version and a lighter version of it.
Yeah, I've heard. I mean, in fact, Deepak also has designed this city of MOZAIC.
MOZAIC, yes.
Yeah.
It's somewhat similar to that.
So,
correct.
amazing stuff. So,
Yeah.
I met Sidhant through Tigeram, and he is extremely forgiving because I would just blurt out random stuff at him. At that point of time, we were looking forward to publishing a good game, especially Tigeram just turned out to be a drool-worthy game. In fact, I don't know if you know this, I had to park 2 to 3 other games aside,
Yeah.
and just to make sure Tigeram reaches the market.
Awesome.
And this was the time when there were 3 things going hand in hand, I think.
3 projects.
Yeah, I mean, this is a 2-year. I mean, it took
This
2 years.
this has been was in development over like
For
one
good
and
2
a half
years. 1.5
at
years,
least,
yeah. And then we got into you worked with Aditi,
Correct,
who
correct.
came up with the best artwork, drool-worthy artwork, and she also kept saying how detail-oriented this guy is. So I think that's where we connected. We both are obsessed. We have this OCD with
Attention to detail.
Attention to detail. He a bit more than I am. So I think I'm actually more lenient when it comes to attention to detail. So after that he went on to start his own thing. He started with Parikrama. This was the first game.
This was the game.
Yeah. And this is, as you can see, it's beautiful artwork.
Again by Aditi.
Artwork is by Aditi, right?
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So, Sidhant and Aditi have become a fantastic, powerful team to work with. So, this apparently is supposed to be a relaxing travel card game. I would question that. So, it clearly says that Parikrama is a relaxing yet witty travel card game.
Yeah, I had to add that later.
Okay. It's definitely, I think, different people will play the game a little slightly differently.
Yeah.
It can be passive, it can be
It
aggressive.
can be passive because you're kind of doing your own thing.
Right.
You're like mostly unbothered about what others are doing, except maybe towards the end of the game, just for points. But yeah, you're building your own journey, like you're going through travels and you're building your own sets and you're kind of optimizing for points. But that's why I would call it a solo players travel card game.
Yeah, it's not as simple as he just told you. So there are layers and layers and layers. You can do this, you can score, you can maximize your score by doing something else, and you can multiply something to increase your score even more. So there's a ton of things in it, and over and above this, he's added another complex advanced level for the game, like as if the game is not already advanced. But yeah, this is a small box big game. So if you're looking for something Indian, beautiful artwork, thinky, pattern building, set collection, a little bit of engine building,
Correct.
I think this is right up your alley.
Yeah.
And later on, he went on to design this super fun game called Griddle. This has the original Zenwood Games logo actually.
Changed the logo. And
Yeah, which looks really cool. So Griddle, I mean, what was the strategy with Griddle?
strategies. And so basically for the Comic Con which was coming up last year, we just wanted to make a game which
It was
Indians would
designed
love.
for Comic Con.
Yeah.
Just because you wanted
Just-
another product.
Just because I
Oh
wanted
my
another product,
God,
and
okay.
we just had like me and my wife are deciding what can we build in one.
So your wife
months.
is actively involved in the product strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I try to bother her as much as possible.
She is from the same B school.
She is from the same
Okay,
school. We were classmates.
two B school pass outs.
But she has
Can
a
imagine.
full-time job. So yeah, on weekends I try to keep her occupied with whatever random ideas I have. But yeah, so with this we just had
Yeah.
Parikrama and we thought, why don't we create the game which we used to play a lot in lockdown, which was basically have a grid of coordinates and you try to guess two randomly arranged boards across, and it was fun. So we thought, let's make a game out of it. That's
This
the
is
story.
brilliant. I mean, we love Griddle primarily because again it has the Sidhants DNA, which has layers and layers and layers of gameplay in this small tiny box. More importantly, it has this amazing element where you have to sort of mind read the other person
Your teammates,
and kind of give a clue which that person would also perceive the same way.
Yes.
Oh shit, that's actually brilliant, and it's become a new favorite. And also, it's very it's a short game. It's
a
not
short
like
game, yeah.
you're playing forever. It's not getting over. So it's nice, and the board is designed like you can just play in a train or a
Correct.
any of the card
That was the
at
idea,
a cafe or wherever you're sitting.
Correct.
Fantastic, man. I absolutely love it. And it
Thank
also
you.
hits a very sweet spot, which is 2 to 8 players.
Yeah, it's a team game, so
Right.
literally any number of players can play it.
Right. So India having a player count of more than 4 members. Typically, a game is 2 to 4 players. If you make anything which is 2 to 4, I mean, like 2 to 6, 8 players, it's going to be a hit. Because Indian families are generally big families.
Yeah.
And
That's
friends
the
and
strategy.
friends group as well. So this
Correct.
is a bestseller at our store at boardgamesbazaar.com.
Thank you.
And we just got new stock.
Yay.
It just flies off the shelf. So as soon as you see this video, book a copy. It's pretty cheap as well, right?
Yes.
It's not even $1,000.
Yeah,
What is
it's
this?
$7.99.
Wow. Okay. Deal. You should just take it. How much is Parikrama?
$9.99.
Okay, that's also priced really well for the amount of content that's stuffed into that small box. And this is the latest one where he designed for Luma World.
Correct.
So Luma World, our friends at Luma World are extremely creative. Primarily focused at designing games for the children, which is, I don't know how you managed to do this. I cannot design for kids.
Same here. I mean, it took some time to convince
I think,
them.
they kind of filtered a few things maybe, or
Yeah. So we kind of found a middle ground of let's start making games for the family segment instead of kids, and they like that. So I kind of, and this was actually back in 2021 is when I had pitched this game, and it has been in development since.
Okay. Who did the artwork, by the way?
So it's been done by 2 people. I think Mazhar Kothari is the one who designed the box.
Okay.
And Imran has done the inside artwork with some inputs with Sajid, who is also the
Sajid is
marketing
bloody
guy.
creative anyway. So.
Yeah. So it's a mix and match.
No, this is beautiful. One caveat here is it's a 2-player game.
It's a 2-player only game.
Right, and it's the beautiful thing about this is again the artwork is epic. You're building the
Islands of Luxury.
Islands.
Yeah.
Are they called islands or archipelagos?
Islands, yeah.
You could
Group
say
of islands
okay.
will be an archipelago, yeah.
So you're building different islands. These islands had resorts and fisheries and all kinds of
Hotels
stuff.
and
It's just brilliant, and I like the way you have brought in things like if this island has the fishery and how the amount of fish in the sea actually is influenced or something.
Yeah. So basically, you can't overfish. So
Right.
if you're the first one to build a fishery in an area, you get more fish if multiple people come later.
So it gets
It's-
distributed.
Yes.
And more importantly, I love the way the tiles are double-sided with different colors.
Yeah.
So you can actually take the same thing, but the exact side on the other side is the mirror image, but in a different color.
in a different color, yeah.
Genius.
That was the main puzzle of this game, and the rest of the things was development. The idea was to have a game which is just 20 or 24 tiles, have two players, 2 colors, mirror images. So every time you're taking something and giving something. So
Yeah, it has Sidhant's DNA again, so there is an advanced play in this as well. So see, that's the beauty about designing modern strategy games, right? You're trying to increase the shelf life of these games, so making it more replayable, adding this strategic depth. I love it. I mean, it's beautiful, perfect teams coming together. Zenwood Games and Luma World. Can't think of anything else which is better. Oh, right. MOZAIC Games and
MOZAIC Games.
this as well. So, And Tigeram Edition 2 is right now live on GameFound. It's on late pledge.
Yes.
So we successfully funded 200%, which we never imagined. With the kind of exposure, we being in India with zero exposure at conventions and things like that. But having said that, we were really lucky when we went to SN. And that's one of the reasons why we put it on GameFound, because people started asking, I want this game, when can I get this game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And since we had the opportunity to tweak a few rules, we tweaked it. And I don't know, man, we are supremely lucky to have Sidhant to have designed this game.
Honor is mine.
No, we are really, really lucky. And the new edition is even better. It's come out really well. You can late pledge it or pre-order it on MOZAICgames.com right now. In fact, there are some really cool add-ons which you can actually take a look at. Please tell us about your big project.
Okay, yes. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to show about it, but so it's the third game from Zenwood and fifth game with me as a designer. It's called Tycoon India 1981. It's a mid-heavy strategy game.
Heavy strategy game. Yeah.
That's something which I had a dream of creating a heavy game for India based on something special about
Industrialization.
India. About industrialization, because that's something I really love playing and also I want others to play about. So it's currently it's on the pre-launch. The pre-launch page is active on Kickstarter.
Go follow right away. I think it's going to be the most drool-worthy game coming out of India, not from a big publishing company, but an indie publisher. And more importantly, again, it has the DNA of Sidhant, so it's larger than life game. I think
it is a longish game.
Yeah, it will suck you in because it's got a ton of things going on. But a lot of people have said, for a non-gamer, initially they took some time.
Correct.
I mean, non-heavy gamer.
Correct.
But eventually they got the hang of it, and it's a pretty smooth game after that.
Yeah, because it's just 7 rounds, and every round you're kind of doing the same steps, rinse and repeat, and it all kind of makes sense. Because you're kind of running a company, taking some decisions, splitting your workers here and there, and trying to optimize the different ways you can win the game. Yeah,
you should go check out the images for this game, Tycoon 1981.
India
right? 1981.
Yes.
Strangely, that was the year I was born, so I don't know if there is any connect there, but I don't think so. I would like to think so, but yeah. So one thing you'd have noticed right now is we are obsessed with telling stories about India to the world, right? These are stories which have always been within India. If you talk to anybody, they already know about it. But when you actually share these things with the international crowd, they're like, oh wow, never knew about it, other than India having elephants and 100,000 gods and mandalas and stuff and snakes. It's nice when we show them a different perspective of India as a developing nation and a nation with infinite amount of culture and traditions that the world has to know. So we are actually that's our objective, and more people who get into this hobby as publishers or designers are helping us actually tell these stories to the world at a faster pace. So now it's not like one publisher publishes one game a year and we wait forever. So we have Sidhant, we are publishing games, and there's KO Games. They're doing a fantastic job as well. We have Luma World, we have Go India Games, we have which is the other one you can think of?
Dancing Duck. We have
with Indian themes. So I think we have plenty, and loads of them are coming on to Kickstarter soon. So support us, go check out our games. If you really like them, try them out, play them somewhere at a meetup or at a cafe.
Yeah.
It's all over the country now.
Yeah, we have made sure that at least some of our games will be present in cities.
Yeah, he's really doing a fantastic job from a marketing perspective. I got to learn a ton from him. All right, and it was great talking to you, Sidhant.
Yes,
Thank you for
same
dropping
here.
by at the studio.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
So we are signing off from MOZAIC Game Studio and Board Game Bazaar. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.